Hey y'all, quick public service announcement. What an interesting day today, for a couple of reasons. I was off for the last 2 days. I was over in London seeing my daughter, and then I came back in today to absolute craziness, because it was just packed out the doors, and there's a reason why. Number one, I'm good at what I do. No, I'm just kidding. No, but a lot of people were coming in with these really crazy aches and pains. I knew it was coming. I could have told you 3 days ago it was coming. We had a really interesting atmospheric pressure change here in Ireland. Guys back home in the South, y'all would know this. It's kind of the same way it feels like right before a hurricane, you know, that weird kind of crazy calm and that weird pressure. Okay, so what's normal in Ireland is between 1,011 and 1,013 millibars of pressure. It's a metric unit of measurement for atmospheric pressure. So the other day, the night before I left for London, I was like this in the bed. And so I have costochondritis, which is inflammation of the costochondral cartilage here. So where the cartilage and ribs meet. It's a chronic thing that I've had ever since I had my car accident. And so I just deal with it. I get on with it, and there you go. But when we get these big atmospheric pressure changes, it feels like something is sitting on my chest. I know what it is, and I freak out. So I can only imagine for people who don't know what it is. So what was interesting over the last couple of days is if you go horizontal, it's like, well, how come I don't notice this during the day? Because you're upright. The pressure is going to be coming down. So more people would get feelings of kind of migraine or these pressure headaches, strange pains randomly in the sides of the head where the cranial bones are expanding against the pressure, where the cerebrospinal fluid that's moving around, that craniosacral pulse that comes from the expansion and contraction of the delicate 22 bones of the skull there, they get those kind of sensations. Well, over the last couple of days, anyone who has any kind of weird injuries, this is when the old timers would be like, oh, I can feel the weather coming in my shoulder. Well, that's a real thing because we had this really severe change. And our normal, again, 1,011 to 1,013 millibars is kind of normal for this region here. Well, the other night, it plummeted during the night to 986. That's a huge drop. Here's the kind of thing that happens during those types of drops. Let's say somebody has a blood clot, they're going to throw it. Let's say somebody is prone to or getting ready to or on the verge of having a heart event or a stroke type thing. This time increases their likelihood of that happening tenfold because you've got these huge pressure changes. This is a real thing, and it's something that we don't really understand, and we're not taught about this. And so a lot of people actually think it's in their head. It actually is in their head and their other joints. So over the course of the last couple of days, we had this massive pressure change. Well, I was over in London, and it was so funny because I did a recording of the clouds. The clouds were moving so fast. And that particular night, I had that weird chest thing. Well, in my own bed at home, I sleep at an angle because I have a hiatal hernia and get reflux. And so sleeping at an angle, you know, takes a huge amount of pressure off my chest. Well, I was in my daughter's bed, which was like this. So next thing, this huge cloud cover is coming through at a very rapid speed. The barometric pressure drops, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. So it's so funny coming in today, the amount of people who have said they've had this very intense, very dissettling chest heaviness and chest pain. But not only that, it was affecting people's sense of well-being as far as having anxiety or panic attacks, because you've got this huge pressure and it's coming through, and it's coming through at such a rapid pace. People were getting these kind of feelings of anxiety, or they were getting, oh my gosh, I thought we had fixed that problem, and the pain in my back is so severe. The pain in my shoulder is so severe. The pain in my wrist. One lady had her ankle bandage up, and she was like, it just swelled out like a balloon for no reason whatsoever. And it's not for no reason. It's because of the barometric pressure change. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick in case anybody had a strange couple of days, or you were like freaking out or worrying. What's happening is your old meat suit is directly responding to what's happening atmospherically. And it's really important that we talk about these things, because people will reach for the painkillers, they'll go to the doctor, they'll get the injection just know your environment and know what's going on. If you have some long-standing injuries, or if you have injuries that you're in the middle of correcting at the moment, or if you have misalignments that you might not even be aware of, whether they're cranial or in the spine, and this kind of a pressure change comes through, it can rock your world. So, when I was flying back from London last night, it was like riding a bucking bronco, y'all. Anybody who's afraid of flying, you'd have dropped dead on the flight before it even took off. It was like this coming back. And my friend Peter was with me, and he's like, woo, he loves that stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, just shoot me now. I fly all over the world. I don't like it. But I still do it. It's never going to stop me from doing it. But when the turbulence comes, and for me, it's a positional thing. If it's going like this, or if it's when we're steady out like this and turbulence hits, it's like I lose all control of my spatial relations. It's horrendous. But when we're coming down and it starts bouncing, not a problem at all. So this is what was going on. But because of the number of people who came in with a certain type of complaint today, I was like, y'all need to hear this, because I guarantee you there's somebody out there who probably had some kind of a major anxiety attack last night, thought they were having a heart attack, thought they were having a brain event or an aneurysm, thought they were throwing a clot. Well, it's because we had a tremendous and hugely significant plunge in the barometric pressure. So I hope that helps somebody out there, and keep rocking, y'all. Peace out.